Hey y'all, from Spindle Mountain Mercantile. I am Heather. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Project number 1. Y'all, I am so sad. Seriously. Oh man, I broke my phone and I had to have it replaced. They didn't give me back my SD card with it, and I didn't know it until after Mama and I made some cute things, and I have no saved film. It didn't go to my cloud, it didn't go to Google. Ugh. Man, this is like the most spectacular thing I have ever made, though, for my channel. So I'm super bummed. This is something I found in my dumpster dive. I'll show you a picture of it right here. This is a Scrabble game I found. Now the board, the box, it's ruined. I think I can salvage this, and I'm going to make something with it. I'll make a sign or something. But this obviously couldn't be salvaged, which was a shame because I would have sold it like that. Actually, though, I think with what I did with it, I can get quite a bit more money. It had all the letters, and it had 3 of these to put your letters in. And now I'm going to show you what I made. I'm going to show you a video, too, of how I finished it, because I realized at the very end what was happening. How awesome is that, right? Here's some of the things I did. These are some clearance earrings I found at Walmart about 10 years ago or more. I drilled holes in these and glued some trees in them after I put Rudolph and Santa, because that's who is playing Scrabble. I did a bunch of different letters. Rudolph, the red-nosed reindeer, his nose glows. It was foggy and they were playing reindeer games. I put some of that little tiny garland that I like to play with so much. You can buy it in packages of maybe 10 or a dozen at Dollar Tree. Well, you used to could. I don't know if they still have it, but I'll leave a link in the description for some from Amazon. A friend of mine who has retired her YouTube channel sent me quite a few molds that she made. Look at these. Actually, she sent me dozens, plural. So I took a couple of those. I took this ornament and this snowflake, and I painted them with metallic gold spray paint. I added from last year's Kitschy Christmas. I cut out a little bit of some greenery from this year's and a Santa, probably from Santa's Hollow. And then this Christmas tree was from one of this year's too. These are snowflakes. I believe these are from last year's Gold Guild book from IOD. I'm not going to go back and look at everything. It's too depressing. I have some jingle bells I put on here and different florals that I bought on clearance with different shades of gold, which I love how the different shades of gold pop through. And I just glued those on. And these little candies are the bases of little Christmas trees I got at Dollar Tree in a 5-pack. That was my awesome project. I hope that you can find something to make with an old Scrabble board. This was written on in some places, and underneath here there were some torn parts, so I don't feel bad about ruining something. I think this is, I literally found this in the dumpster. The people said we are leaving for the dump in 4 hours, and I got everything I could. It literally was going to the trash. It's not wasted. I think it's amazing. When I was almost done, that's when I discovered that my camera wasn't recording. Oh my goodness. And you know what? It said it was recording and then it just stopped. So I went through, erased a whole bunch of stuff in the camera itself because I still didn't have the SD card. And this is what I captured. I just thought I'd show you. I'm putting on the jingle bells and the peppermint candies. I was inspired for this project by something I saw on Pinterest. I would give the original creator that inspired me the credit, but I don't know who they are. Theirs was a bit different, but very similar. I did add the little trays, and they didn't do that. Here's a little more of what I did catch in the recording. So what you got there?
It's part of the bottom of an old drawer.
I like how it looks.
And I'm just kind of guesstimating. If I measure with this from this direction, and then I measure from this direction, then I need to cut right between those 2 lines.
Okay.
Go to the trusty table saw. And I'll need this piece.
What does that piece do?
It pushes it, keeps it straight.
I see.
So I just line up my line and then turn it on, and it's not plugged in.
Oh.
All right, turn it on. Do what we've seen on other videos.
Okay.
They put some wood glue.
Okay.
Or Elmer's glue, whatever it is. Put that on there, and then put some hot glue in a couple places, and the hot glue sticks it on and holds it like that's the clamp until this stuff dries.
All right.
Because this will slide all around. So leave yourselves a piece of bare wood in a couple of places for that hot glue to stick.
Okie dokie. Okay, that's wood glue. And what are you using?
This is actually, I think it's a flux brush for soldering. They sell them in large packages at Harbor Freight and other places. They are a horsehair bristle brush, disposable, very cheap, and
or
perfect.
You can save them and make stuff with the end, like
yeah.
wind chime. Yeah. All right.
There's also, I mean, if you've got two pieces that are the same and you just put them together,
yeah.
You can just rub them together like this.
Okay.
And then you kind of smear it out.
Okay. Thank you.
So I would put some hot glue in a couple places around there.
Okay.
It needs more glue.
Can I make you a red suit?
Sure.
Can you say ho ho ho?
Ho ho.
No, come on.
Ho ho ho.
That was awesome.
Merry Christmas.
You know, we could be making big money.
Yeah, that's right. Just go down to Macy's department store.
We don't have a Macy's. What do we have? A Got Shocks? No, we got a
They don't do that
Belks.
anymore.
We got a Belks. I think they do.
I think
some
there's
places.
some in New York still.
I am.
Yeah, there's a couple
you the
places
sweetest
around
boy?
the edge you can put some hot glue.
He's the sweetest boy. Pet that dog.
I don't need to clean this. I don't need to worry about it.
There's only one problem with that.
Only single use.
Hang on. Wait. No. Hey. Except what? Stop. Your wife wants you to make stuff with them. Wind chimes.
Oh.
Little tiny wind chimes.
Little tiny wind chimes.
Uh-huh.
Alrighty then.
Yeah, he was not convinced. Some time ago, one of y'all gave me some ideas of what we could make with those. I would love if y'all would tell me some ideas in the comments, because, you know, then I could show him up. Just a little bit. Maybe he'll be inspired too. Tell me what you got. My sweet husband did point out it would have been easier to do the back first. He was absolutely right. I was way too excited to think about something so simple as that. I'm going to make sure I know this is the bottom. I'm going to use D-rings on this, and I made sure that my screws aren't going to go through all the way. It's okay if they go into the cardboard a little bit. I'm sure you can get D-rings at just about any hardware store, but we found this package on Amazon, and I will leave a link for that in the description. I just want everybody to know that I don't make a lot of money sending you to Amazon. I've maybe made $100. I think it might be closer to $80 in the whole year I've done this. But I mean, you know, they do give me a little compensation if you buy anything after using my link to get there. They just won't change your price, so I really appreciate that. Make sure you put a pilot hole before you put the screws in. It makes it a lot easier, and it won't split your wood. The pilot hole doesn't need to be as deep as your screw is long, and it also needs to be thinner than your screw, else it will just slip right out. After you get the D-rings in, you can use wire. If it's something really heavy, like a big heavy mirror or something, use a very thick gauge of wire, maybe even double it up. But for this, I'm just using some twine, and you can tie it low or kind of tight between the D-rings, but I made mine longer so you could see it from the front. And I'm going to add a little bit of decorative, what's that stuff called? Baker's twine from Dollar Tree in red and white. I just made a bunch of loops with it around my fingers and then tied it with a square knot in the middle, and then I attached that to the twine. The reason I'm using D-rings and twine is because if you use one of those little sawtooth hangers and just put it in the center, this is going to hang lopsided because I put those letter racks on the front, so that makes the weight distribution off. If you're putting something super heavy on the wall, use a thick gauge wire, but for this and other light things, you can just use string, or I mean, you could even use colorful yarn if the thing isn't very heavy. So through this whole thing, have you noticed the big, huge part that I forgot? Y'all, I didn't paint that reindeer's nose red. How could it even be Rudolph? What a huge mistake. I'm so glad I noticed. So I just got out some acrylic paint that was right on hand and gave it a little dab with a tiny brush, and then I put glitter on it. All I had was silver, but it turned out perfect. Y'all, this truly is the coolest thing I've ever created. Project number 2. This little Santa in the sleigh box is kind of like a gift bag, but it's made out of hard cardboard. I was going to try doing something with this little Christmas tree and the big nutcracker, but that just wasn't working. So I decided I would put little toys in it. And if you look at the Santa, you can see the toys above him. The problem is I could only put the styrofoam up to where the top of the box is, where if it was a gift bag, it would, you'll see in a little bit. I just couldn't put that styrofoam very high. So I'm figuring out how to attach all these animals on just a simple Dollar Tree. It was $1.25 last year. I guess it's $1.50 this year. And I'm using the branches of that tree. I did put styrofoam down in the box, and then I put the tree in the box. And now, like the dog, I put him on a branch. It's very lightweight, so I just glued him there. And the same with this snow globe, which I got on clearance last year at Dollar General. They had quite a good clearance after Christmas. And the nutcracker, I just put one of the branches between his legs, and then I put a little bit of glue on each of them. All of these are ornaments. That little gnome I just did is an ornament, and this is another gnome. I'm stealing his hat because this little fox doesn't have anything on top of his head. Look at this. My sweet husband came in and he grabbed that little rocking horse. He said, "This guy needs a tail." Isn't that sweet? I had to leave that there to show you. So I'm putting this gnome hat on my little fox and bending it because it looks cute that way. And then I just glued it onto some branches, and I would like take a branch and curl it up and then put the ornament on it and spread it out. Now this ornament was kind of cattywampus and I was afraid it would lean forward, so I just put a little glue right there behind him and connected him also to the tree trunk. It needed something on the top, and I didn't want a star, so I made a simple bow by making one loop and another matching loop on the other side, and I pinched everything between my finger and my thumb, and then I made a small loop that when you finish it, it makes the other tail come out the opposite direction as the first tail. I put some floral wire through that last loop and twisted it, and then I took that wire and wrapped it right around the top of the tree. I love how kitschy this looks. It's so fun. You can find all kinds of ornaments too to use as little toys. Now the styrofoam was still really noticeable, so I decided to put some snow in there, and for that I used a cheap hat from Dollar Tree and cut off the fluffy part to fit inside, and I did make it just a little bit wide so that I had to tuck it down between the cardboard and the styrofoam. I just used a long pair of tweezers for that, but you could use a knife or anything. And here we go. Here's the finished product. It's so cute. Project number 3. Mama painted a board red and she bought a joy at Hobby Lobby with a wreath. We are attaching the J and the Y with some little wooden cubes that are from Dollar Tree and some wood glue, and then we put painter's tape over it to make sure it stayed. We added some liquid patina around the bottom and then put some snow from Dollar Tree on that. And of course I don't have video of it, and I also don't have video of us attaching the cute little wreath as an O. I just put glue on the back of the candies, and this thing is so super cute. This was easy to make too. Check it out. Project number 4. When I was a kid, my mama made a bunch of ornaments out of styrofoam balls that she pinned, like with a straight pin, fabric to. She didn't glue them. And I'm not sure if this is one of those. This is one where she attached the fabric after she made the design. And if you guys want to learn how to make these stars, I bet we could convince her to do that. Let me know in the comments if you would like a tutorial on how she made the fabric or put this fabric together before she put it on the styrofoam. And because I'm trying not to go shopping, pray for me there. I'm surviving. Because I'm not shopping, I used what I have on hand, and that was this Christmas ribbon. It wasn't quite wide enough, so I had to put 2 pieces all the way around. And when I got to the end, I just glued a little bit at the end and then tucked it under so that you couldn't see the raw edge. And for the hanging part, I used another ribbon I had that is a little bit thinner, and it came off of another one of these actually. I put glue under it and attached it, and then I added some more stick pins into it. I think I put 3 across there just to make sure it was extra stuck. I remember these. In fact, I still have some that I hang on my own Christmas tree, and I just love them. Let me know what you think about this below in the comments. Project number 5. Here's something Mama and I worked on together that I don't have film of. This is a chalkboard from Dollar Tree. This is some metal ribbon that I glued to this eons ago, and then this got left outside and probably rained on, so it got messed up. You can see right here, right there, see that? That's where some of the black came off. So we decided to use silver ribbon buff. We put it all the way around, and I added a little bit to this ribbon just to make it more of the same color and the same sheen. Then we took these and we cut them about, we started at how wide we wanted the bottom, and each one we cut just a little bit smaller, and Mama glued them on to here. I used this that I found also on Amazon, and I cut these off. I cut the string right next to the base, and I glued them in, making them so that they point out different directions. This is something I found in the dumpster. I'm sure it's probably very valuable. I made a little bow with some ribbon I got at Dollar Tree and some greenery I added. It's silvery. It's not really greenery, is it? I added from Ollie's last year. I bought a bunch of stuff on clearance after Christmas. This is a star from the miniature section at Hobby Lobby, and that's a candy cane. No, a peppermint. I was going to say a candy cane swirl candy. I don't know. It's a candy from the bottom of a Christmas tree from Dollar Tree. And this is from the Kitschy Christmas IOD book from last year. And this is a little piece of pine cone. How awesome is that? And it will sit like this. Just a little fun display. Let's get rid of some of those glue pieces, shall we? You don't want to melt your stuff. Actually, you know what? Sometimes I'm like, okay, if that thing melts a little bit, that'll be okay. It'll make it blend in better. But I don't want to change the look of stuff much. You know what I'm saying? Oh, and also a jingle bell. And that was the thing Mama and I made together. And our video was so sweet. She was funny. She was talking about how, you know, kitschy is really not her style personally. And I had to add the bow and add more stuff. And she's like, well, you win. More is more. Project number 6. My final no footage project is this cute little napkin holder I turned into a diorama. I decided not to refinish the wood because I love how old it looks. I did clean it, but look right here. They made the grain go 2 different directions. You know somebody's grandpa made this in his wood shop. I elevated some of the little decorations that I put in here. Everything is from the Dollar Tree, by the way. I did drill a hole in some little wood rounds I had left over from some bigger Christmas trees to put the smaller trees in. Vintage napkin holders are always at thrift stores. You could even drill a hole in one to make something like this. You could use all kinds of different little decorations. If I would have made this diorama in middle school, I would have gotten an A+. Well, there you go. All the projects we made in the last few days with and without film footage. I hope you learned something, like maybe how to operate a camera, or better yet, how to make some of these things. We'd love to hear from you if you do make them. Make sure to follow us and subscribe so you won't miss any new content. Until you see us next time, we hope you have a wonderful week. And as always, we hope you are blessed. Bye!